about changing the format of this or something. Mike, welcome. Are you there? I see Mike. He may be doing something very busy. So we'll just give people a few more minutes. Let's see who's coming. Our attendance has not been great as of late. I was telling Meg earlier, and I'm wondering if it's time to figure out something different, because we're trying to reach the food pantries if they need assistance. And we had really good attendance for about a year and a half. And in the last 4 or 5 months, not so much. So I have a feeling they're feeling good. They also, I do hear from people that they listen to the recordings and they find it very valuable, the information that our partners are coming on and sharing. So maybe we could do that as an email or something. I don't want to take up lots of people's time if they're not coming on. So let's see who's going to be on here. Hi, Carl.
Hey, Holly.
How are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
Kids gave me a little cold, but it wasn't Rocco. It was very nice to see Rocco.
He did tell me about your visit. He loved it. He said he was on good behavior.
He was. They've actually been really good since vacation. The kids have been really good. I've had 2 weeks of classes. They gave me a cold again, but their behavior seems to have been better in the last 2 weeks, which is kind of nice. So anyway, so we're just waiting for people to come on. Hello, Rosemary. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I just need to get you set up.
See if anybody else is coming on.
I guess
For the meeting today, I see a couple of faces that we haven't seen before, so I think we can do a quick introduction of who you are and if you're associated with the pantry or from a partner who is interested in working with pantries. That would be great. Carl is gonna share a new partner that he's working with out of the Stevens Memorial Pantry. And then we can kind of talk about what's happening with this forum and, you know, should we continue like this or should we, like I said, change it, because not so many pantry people are coming on, and that's really who this was designed for. So it may have morphed into something else, which is not a bad thing. But I just like to get some feedback from everybody. So first off, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Holly Stewart. I'm based out of Norway, Maine, at a Healthy Oxford Hills and Maine Health. I'm a SNAP Ed nutrition educator. So I'm going into the schools and teaching Pick a Better Snack and Eat Well, Play Hard. I also teach community cooking matters courses to children, adults, pretty much all ages, at local places here in Norway. I also serve on the board of the Allendale Community Garden and now the Norway Opera House, shockingly. But that's who I am. So Christina, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Christina Wilson. I'm the Community Health Implementation Plan Coordinator for Rumford Hospital as part of Central Maine Healthcare and Healthy Androscoggin. And I've been attending these meetings because part of our plan is staying connected with the community around food pantries and food insecurity work. So it's been nice to be able to take part in these calls.
Great. Carl?
Again, Carl Costanzi, Community Health Program Manager at Stevens Healthy Oxford Hills. One of my jobs is to manage the food pantry at Stevens.
Rosemary?
I'm Rosalie, actually.
Oh, Rosalie, sorry. I don't know why.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
I've been called a number of things. Anyway, I'm Rosalie Ketchum, and I represent Oxford Hills Food Pantry. in Norway.
Thank you, Rosalie. I'm going to ask you in person some of those other names you were called. Mike, can you hear me? I know you said your connection's glitchy. Mike, do you want to introduce yourself? Michael?
Who? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Michael Mayberry, but it sounds like he has a bad connection. Michael Mayberry is the head of food service for Oxford Hills MS80 17 schools. So it's really nice that he comes on and gives us a schools connection. Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Me?
Yes.
I'm Jim Martin. I'm the assistant director for the Canton Food Pantry. My wife Helen is the director.
Awesome. Thank you for
And I
joining
finally
us.
got my speakers working. Took me a little while.
That's awesome. Meg, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, Holly. My name is Meg Brown. I am the community nutrition manager at Good Shepherd Food Bank, and I grew up in Oxford Hills, and my family is still there. So love this community.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Amanda, do you feel you're good enough to talk?
I'm good enough to talk, sure.
Right.
I am Amanda with Daddy-O's Acts of Kindness Foundation. We just kind of provide a little pantry outside our diner and do whatever we can to help out as needed.
Yeah, and just big kudos while we're on the recording. I wanted to congratulate you and everyone at Daddy-O's Act of Kindness for another fantabulous production of the 12 Days of Christmas. It's always fun to watch the videos, and it's pretty exciting to see who wins. So for the 12 days leading up to Christmas, they start off with $100 donation to each a nonprofit and a food pantry. So every night they draw one from each bucket, literally, and all the way to $1,200 for the final night. So this is really beneficial and it's wonderful. They collect money from our community all year long. Is that correct, Amanda?
That is, yep. Yeah, we have donations come in, sometimes in the mail, sometimes in our little bottle on the counter. We have a few dinners throughout the year that people donate to. They're not required to, but if they do, it goes, helps towards this and our Thanksgiving dinner. And yeah, so it all comes in like we're literally just kind of the go-between, the liaison, if you will.
So if you're looking for a great breakfast or lunch place in Norway, stop by Daddy-O's and let's support their business because we want them to stay in business and their food. They have a great Reuben, by the way. Probably shouldn't say that as a nutrition educator, but I kind of love your Reuben. But we are just so happy that you are part of our community and really you are a heart of it. So.
Well, thank you. It's a lot of fun.
Jim, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to thank her. Amanda donated a freezer for us, which was much needed. And we keep that thing full. We've been filling all our freezers and we didn't have enough space. And that one has saved us.
That's awesome.
I'm glad you were able to put it to good use.
That's awesome. I'm glad you both could be here to share that. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. I wanted to announce that Stevens Memorial Hospital has received a gold certification for the Leah's Pantry Nutrition Pantry program. So this is something that I worked with Meg and Carl on so that they could have this recognition. And it really shows how Carl has made sure that not only are there very healthy things and looking for like really nutrition things in the pantry, but really his care and consideration of the people that come. That is something that when a survey was done of all the participants, every single one noted how they felt when they came to the pantry. And I think we can all agree that's really very important, almost as important as the good food, probably more important to some people. So I really want to just tell Carl what a great job he's done, and with the support of Maine Health and the support of Good Shepherd, he's done a terrific job. So And we
Well,
all like fill in.
Thanks to you and Meg for your support. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and this is something that we can offer to other pantries throughout our community. It's a process of just kind of evaluating what's happening now, what you're happy with, where maybe things can be improved. Pretty much everywhere, anybody can improve on something. And just kind of working together to find a way to make your pantry the healthiest possible for your constituents as well as your staff, and to make it just a very pleasant, positive experience with lots of respect and dignity for everyone who is involved in the program. So if that's something that you're interested in pursuing and you want to look at, give me a call. And my email and my phone is always ready, and I'd be happy to help you all implement something like that. Meg, do you want to talk a little bit about the program as well?
Yeah, I think you did a great job. Sorry, I'm kind of dealing with the sun setting behind me, so I have some rays shooting in front of my face. Sorry, it's a weird time of day. So I think Good Shepherd is looking to take kind of a deeper dive with Nutrition Pantry program, and the process, as Carl and Holly have probably figured out, is it's kind of complicated. So it's kind of this clunky program, and Good Shepherd is trying to streamline it. And I can't really give any details about the changes that we're making, but we're trying to place a larger emphasis on the trauma-informed aspect of the Nutrition Pantry program, and really centering our neighbors and understanding the trauma that they've gone through and they're continuing to go through, and just being sure that everyone who interacts with the neighbors at the pantries, those people that are frequenting your establishment feel seen and heard, and that they matter. And so we're really taking this more than food approach. And we're just wondering if anybody has any feedback on how best to provide education around, trauma awareness and cultural competency, and those things that really make pantries a safer place for people to come into and not re-experience any trauma. Because of course, there's a lot of trauma experience with just food insecurity alone, and even just in seeking out help in that way. So if you think of anything, or you have anything that comes to mind right now, please let me know, or email Holly or myself. But we're really trying to build out this program and make it more robust and more helpful to everyone, but provide that education in the best way.
Meg, maybe and we can talk about this offline, maybe a partnership with the Maine Resilience Building Network.
Great, that's awesome. I would love to look into that. Thank you. I'm writing it down. Thanks, Carl. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Carl, do you remember when we all went to, I forget where we went as a team, we went and heard a speaker about opening our lens, like opening the lens to trauma-informed, to poverty. Do you remember, did you go with us, the Healthy Oxford Hills team? I want to say it was at least 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking. Someone who had experienced.
She had experienced it, right? And then she was working.
I did not go, but yeah.
This speaker, whoever we could probably figure out who it was. I think it was Community Concepts that hosted the event. This speaker was so impactful in talking about what it's like to experience poverty, experience homelessness. She just kind of gave us a step-by-step on what it's like to have to go do your laundry at a laundromat when you're walking and you've got 2 kids, and the time and money that takes. And it was absolutely lens opening, eye opening, to create awareness and empathy for that. I think if there's a way to have something like that, I know that Good Shepherd does kind of a town hall thing in the past, and that might be something that might be a good speaker to share.
That's awesome, Holly. Thank you for that.
I'll see if I can get some more information about that.
Awesome.
I just
Thank
thought
you, Carl.
it made a really big difference to me personally. I thought it was really interesting.
I think it's that too, we're all sort of on this one side of the relationship. We're providing, we're helping, but it's really important that we hear the client voice and hear their experiences so we can really build that empathy and awareness. So that's kind of what we're looking to do. And we're placing an emphasis on that with our equity, diversity, and inclusion team as well. But I think, hearing from all of you who are on the front lines is really important for Good Shepherd to hear feedback from you all.
Yeah. Rosalie and Jim, do you have anything that you would like to share? Because you really are on the front lines.
Just that our numbers are increasing, and it's because they're using us to supplement their food budget. And not only that, it's because we actually go out and buy products that you can't get from Good Shepherd. And so we have that to offer. And when we do have someone come in, I was working when we had 2 homeless people come in, and we try to give them whatever food they think they can handle, like jars of peanut butter and crackers, anything that didn't have to be heated, et cetera, et cetera. So we try to give them what they need or what they can cook. Sometimes they don't really want the beans and rice. They want different things, but we try to give them what they want if we have it.
That's awesome. That's great. Thank you for doing that.
Jim, are you also seeing more people coming to your pantry with the increase in food prices and the heating bills starting to rack up now that we're getting cold?
Yes, and right now they're very appreciative of any eggs that we have. They're not buying eggs in the store, and so far Hannaford is still donating eggs to us, so we give them out.
Well, I know firsthand, my chickens are not laying right now, and I spent $5.69 on a dozen eggs, and I was shocked because I never sold my house fresh eggs for anywhere near that price, and I was floored how much I had to pay. So they better start laying those chickens because it's ridiculous. But I'm glad that Hannaford is still doing that. That's great. Hannaford is very supportive of, I know.
They are very supportive of us. Yes, we appreciate everything they do for us.
Right. There's a couple people that have come on since we started talking. Brenda, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brenda Milhouse. I am a part of the downtown organization, Norway Downtown. And I'm not affiliated with any food pantry, but I just feel like it's important to know what's going on. So.
Thank you for being here. And Angie, would you like to introduce yourself?
If you're not affiliated yet, maybe we can find you one.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, but I have other things that I'm doing as well as Norway Downtown. So, but I think it's important work that you guys are doing, and I admire all of you.
Go ahead, Angie.
And I'll jump in. I'm Angie Adams with Good Shepherd Food Bank, and I am the CRR for Cumberland County and supporting this region temporarily. So yeah, it's me.
So you're taking for Amy Mailman, you're covering for Amy Mailman, so they have not hired for her yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Michael, can you hear us? Are you able to say hello? Yeah. No, it's pretty glitchy. I don't think he can say anything. Can anybody hear Michael? No. Sorry, Mike, you're not coming in. Yeah, still not broadcasting sound. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Michael. We'd love to hear what's going on with you. I would love to hear what's happening with Tiffany and the schools. It's been interesting that Michael is really committed to using as much local produce and products as he can with the schools. I went to a farm to school meeting that Carl was one of the hosts of, and learned how at one of the middle schools, they are piloting lots of meals with local produce. These are not, the mass produced meals, but they're trying to figure out a way to use those local ingredients so that they can provide it to all the students. And it's really innovative and really interesting. So I want to get more involved in that. I think that's going to be kind of cool. So one of the things I wanted to ask you all, because as I look around here, we have two people who are from pantries, and this forum was originally established. We're going on 2 years now, maybe 2.5 years at this point. And it's wonderful to have so many partners on here, and people who care about our Foothills community food, but I'm worried that we're not reaching the people we need to reach. I do hear from a couple people after the calls that they are very happy to hear the recording, and we usually get about 10 or 11 people view the recording, which is amazing to me. But I don't want to waste anybody's time. I mean, I have time to do this. This is on my work plan, but I want to make sure that this is really of a service. And maybe Rosalie and Jim can speak to it, because the idea is to provide a space for you all to find resources and best practices. Do you feel that this is still providing that? It's okay, be honest. I'm okay. It may have outlived its thing. I don't know.
Well, every now and then I pick up something that's good. For instance, a while back, no, it's been a while, I got some diapers from that contact that you gave us.
Allison Holland at Community Concepts.
Yes.
Yep.
And I also learned that from this meeting that the hospital had a food pantry. I didn't know about it prior to that. I didn't see it in the paper or anything, but I heard it on this program. So yes, some of it is good. Some of it, sometimes I just have to leave at 3:30, but not today.
Well, but I agree with this day. I wonder, Jim, do you want to chime in? You're kind of new to the pantry scene. Do you want to say anything about the calls or about the information? I try to take notes and put out any information that I glean from these conversations in an email as well. So that may be a better way to do it. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe we come on less often. What do you guys think? Carl, you're so great about coming on. And Christina, what do you guys think? I'm trying to figure out what to do with this.
Who are you talking to? I can hardly hear you. Your volume went down low.
Oh, really? I was asking you if
me?
you found value in the calls or in the emails.
Absolutely. Well, referring back to how do we get new people? I happened to get one call from somebody who works for Meals on Wheels through Seniors Plus. And there was a person a lady who cannot cook her own meals. And so we try to bring her things that are ready to eat. And I'll try not to go into too many details, but anyway, we found out through this lady who called me And since then, we've communicated back and forth a few times because her oil was getting low. I went downstairs, checked her oil tank. And because there are some communication issues there, she let me look at her phone. I found a contact in her phone and found out who takes care of, I talked to the lady that takes care of delivering oil and paying her bills. So by letting her know, she made sure that some oil got delivered. And eventually we are her only source of food, because Meals on Wheels, things have to be microwaved. And this person can't even run a microwave or anything else. Of course, there are other issues going on. We're trying to keep an eye on everything, but this lady found my phone number, I think, through my wife has a Facebook page for the pantry. And because she works full time, I field the calls. And so I get calls all the time. And sometimes it's somebody that's looking for food. Sometimes it's somebody donating food. We just got a guy from Livermore Falls, Scott Roberts. He delivers lettuce for a company that makes aquaponic lettuce, grows it. And so now we're on his list, and whenever he has extra lettuce, he calls me and I go get it. It's really nice, and he delivers to other pantries. So that's a nice resource all of a sudden.
That's a great resource. If you could share that, if he's interested in other pantries, I'm sure they would love some fresh lettuce, especially this time of year.
Right. Well, if he has an excess, I'll make some phone calls and try to get other local pantries to get some.
Right.
Next time I talk to him, I'll ask him what pantries or what places he does deliver to.
We
And,
found when there's an excess of anything, if you send it to me or just reply all to the emails, somebody will claim it and ask for it. We've even gotten rid of chitlins. I mean, we've somehow, in massive amounts of ribs and things like that. So there's about 70 people on the email list, and people do seem to be checking that. So that's good. Maybe this is just not a good time, but that's great, Jim.
I don't check into the email, but my wife does. So
Yeah.
Helen's really good about doing all that. Thank God, because all that computer work, I'd sink.
I appreciate you going out and checking on this lady's oil and keeping an eye on her, because it sounds like she really needs somebody to do that. So thank you for being her angel, because that's really that's way more important than checking emails.
It keeps me out of trouble, gives me something to do.
Well, that's good. That's good. I don't see Jimmy on here, so I don't know what's going on with TFAF. I don't have anything else. Does anybody else have anything else they want to share?
I can share something really quick, Holly. I don't know if this may be helpful for you. So I'm sure you're familiar with Fair Share Co-op downtown. Is anybody familiar with the Farm Fresh Rewards program by any chance? Okay, great. So I'm not sure if you've heard this yet, but right now the program operates in a voucher system. So if you go into Fair Share and you purchase $10 of local products, you receive SNAP EBT participants can receive a $5 voucher to turn around and spend on local fruits and vegetables. Good Shepherd Food Bank took over this program from Maine Farmland Trust, and we are changing it. As of May 1st, this goes into effect. Farm Fresh Rewards participants or SNAP EBT shoppers at Fair Share will receive 50% off point of sale on fruits and vegetables there all year round, regardless of whether it's local or not. So we think that's really important here at Good Shepherd, instead of sort of focusing on local, which is great. Totally, we of course appreciate that as well, but really centering the consumer instead. People are SNAP EBT shoppers. So we're changing it, removing the local component, removing the vouchers. And so shoppers can just go in there and purchase fruits and vegetables starting May 1st for 50% off. So there's that, throwing it out there. Farm Fresh Rewards is still operating the way it is right now until the end of April. And we're looking for expansion too. So we're expanding to Blackies and Auburn. But if if anybody ever thinks of another place that might be helpful, we don't have the funds to go to Hannaford, but if there's another small store you can think of, just, let us know so we can get in contact. But
That's good to know. So right now it's just Fair Share.
just in that area, we have
In our
17
area.
co-ops across the state, but it's Maine Farmland Trust, because there's such a focus on farms, it really exists in co-ops, which can be very exclusive and expensive. And we realize that. So it's like from Freiburg to Machias, there's select stores, kind of more coastal regions, but Fair Share is the closest one in Oxford Hills right now. That's the only one.
Well, that's
so if you
great.
think of
That's
anything,
good.
let me know. Yeah.
Holly, I have a flyer that I distribute at the pantry here that has
Publicized
both the Farm Fresh Reward sites and the Maine Harvest Bucks Farmers Market participants in the state. So I can send that out. You can send that out to the group.
That would be great. Thank you. That would be awesome to have.
And I'm happy to send brochures anywhere or any information that anyone would like to share. I'm happy to be a contact for that. So thank you.
Thanks, man. Anybody else have anything?
I can share the link for
The books. I want you to talk about the book fairy.
yeah, I got connected to so this program through our Maine Health is opening a new pantry in Portland associated with Maine Medical Center. And the pantry manager there connected with the person who runs the Book Fairy Pantry project. And she and I connected, and I'm going to be getting a shipment of children's books to distribute here at the pantry. And I'm happy to serve as a hub for any other pantry that wants to participate in that program. And what she's really trying to do is to expand her capacity is to have others also try and collect used children's books. So I'm going to be, once I put up a bookcase for these books, I'll put a sign on it suggesting people can contribute their own children's books to give away, and I'll also be reaching out to friends and families to do the same. So I put the link in the chat for the Book Fairy Pantry project, and there's a little video embedded in there. And so if you're interested, just let me know.
Thanks,
Carl. Sorry, can I ask, are you accepting donations right at the pantry, or is it through this organization and they distribute it? Sorry.
So I will be getting books from this organization,
Okay.
but I will also be accepting books here from local people to distribute.
Okay, I have like tons of children's books I'd love to donate to you. So
Yeah,
I'll be in touch.
love it.
And I was going to say, Carl, I would check in with the library and also a lot of the elementary schools. They go through their libraries, and if they're not in the most perfect condition, a lot of times they are looking to offload them. So
Yeah. And anyone else could do that as well.
yeah, and anybody else can do that as well. I've been doing the what's it called? The little free library at the Allendale Community
Right.
Garden. And I'm really good at finding places that are getting rid of books, even at the trash, at the dump.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
a bookshelf. Oh, we're just gonna move them from one shelf to another. But those libraries, the little libraries, can be very beneficial to a neighborhood. I know the one in the garden is still getting used and turned over, even though it's not a garden season. So
Yeah. So awesome.
it's great. It's been wonderful to provide provide. I know at Oxford Hills Food Pantry, where Rosalie is, they have a bookshelf with kids' books and some recipe books and things there. So,
On that same topic, our bookshelf was started with our previous director. How do we get new books to add to what we have? I didn't know whether or not I was supposed to ask people for books, or whether they were going to be come in from outside source someplace. I really don't know. I just know that it's there, it was set up, and I'm not even sure who set it up originally, other than our director was involved.
well, Rosalie, I think this Book Fairy Pantry project, and I'll include the link in my follow-up email, is a resource to get books. But I
Okay,
think asking
follow up
people
from
for
there.
donations, I would say, you know, the churches that support your food pantry, asking them to put something in a newsletter that you're not just looking for donations of food, but of books. And I would say, you know, it's a space issue for a lot of food pantries, I know. So you might want to think about that, because there's people who have a lot of books to unload sometimes.
Right. And Pam Leo, who runs the Book Fairy Pantry project, is happy to come on this call at some point to share. She just couldn't make it today.
Well, thanks for the website and the link and to let us know.
Okay.
Angie, do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, I was gonna hop in and just mention that within the next week or two, we'll be launching our capacity building grant cycle. So be on the lookout for more information about that.
That's great. I know a lot of the pantries who are part of this forum have gotten grants from you all, so that's good. Great. We even had a grant writing workshop one day. So, okay, so that's coming up soon. Are you guys going to schedule a town hall meeting again this year, a Zoom? Do you know?
I have no idea. Is that something that Amy typically set up, or?
No, I think it was
I don't-
overarching. It wasn't just Amy. So I don't know.
I don't know, where, tell me a little bit more about it, Holly, just so I can look into it.
I think they had it, I want to say it was last winter or sometime, and they had different speakers that came on and talked about their pantries, what they were doing. They were talking about any changes at Good Shepherd. It was just kind of like a mass meeting of everybody who was associated with Good Shepherd. I guess not.
Was it mostly within your region, or was it?
No,
like
I
the
think
whole
it was
state?
statewide. I think it was
Wow.
statewide. It was
I
big.
haven't heard anything about that, but it sounds awesome.
It was really good. They did a great job. They had good speakers on. So,
I'll look into it.
yeah. Anyway. Okay, well, does anybody have anything else? We're gonna get
I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did want to ask, I had an individual reach out about, well, this is kind of last minute, I apologize. About a community fair, and they were wondering if we wanted to table there, and I was hoping to connect with some local pantries to see, encourage the representation of local pantries there rather than specifically Good Shepherd Food Bank. And it is, the name of the event is sorry.
Was it a school? I know the schools are starting to do family nights and healthy family. Do you want to email it to me and then I can share it? I can do that.
Yep, I think that's probably.
Just send it
I
to me.
know in the past, Oxford Hills Comprehensive High School has always done a nonprofit fair in the spring, right, Carl? You've participated in that before, haven't you?
Yeah, that was more looking to get opportunities for the students to volunteer.
Right.
Which I guess
Uh,
pantries could do.
Looks like it's at Oak Hill Middle School.
Okay.
Don't know. Is that in Cumberland? I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I think that's Lewiston.
Different group.
Okay. No problem.
Thanks for your patience while I looked it up.
No problem. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you for coming on, and I appreciate your time. And I will share the things that we have. Meg, if you want to send a little blurb or anything that about talking about resilience, talking about what you're trying to survey some people on, I'm happy to include that in my mass email. So just send that along within the next,
Thank
you know,
you.
24 hours, something like that. Okay.
Will do.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Holly.
Thank you. Bye.